Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to start chapter 7 Markets Around Us. We go to the market to buy many things: vegetables, soap, toothpaste, masala, bread, rice, dal, clothes, news, notebooks, biscuits, etc. If we make a list of the goods that we purchase, it would be really long. There are many kind of markets that we may visit for our everyday needs. These can include shops, hawkers, stalls, in mall. In this chapter, we look at some of these markets and try to understand how the goods that are sold they reach buyers, who these buyers are and who these sellers are, and the sorts of problems they face. So you can see here are different products in the market. You can see the market, different types of market, magazines show, and fruit seller. You can see there are different markets, and this is the list. You can see people carry list to buy things, and they cross it when they buy it, and the remaining thing they buy later on. Weekly market. A weekly market is so called because it is held on a specific day of the week. So you must have seen weekly markets in your neighborhood. Weekly markets do not have permanent shops. Traders set up shop for a day and then closes them up in the evening. Then they may set up at a different place the next day. There are thousands of such markets in India. People come here for their everyday requirements. Many things in weekly markets are available in cheaper rates. This is because when shops are in permanent building, they incur a lot of expenditure. They have to pay rent, electricity, fees to the government. So when there is a permanent shop, the price of the goods are little higher because they have to pay rent, electricity, fees to the government, etc. They also have to pay wages to their workers. In weekly markets, these shops owners store the things they sell at home. Most of them are held by their family members and hence do not need to hire workers. Weekly markets also have a large number of shops selling the same goods, which means there is competition among them. If some trader were to charge a high price, people would move to another shop where the same thing is maybe available more cheaply, or where the buyer can bargain and bring the price down. One of the advantage of weekly market is that most things you need are available at one place. Whether you want vegetables, groceries, or clothes items, utensils, all of them can be found here. You do not have to go to different areas to buy different things. People also prefer going to a market where they have a choice and variety of goods. So you can see Samir, a cloth seller of the clothes. Samir is a small trader in the weekly market. He buys clothes from a large trader in the town and sells them in 6 different markets in a week. He and other clothes sellers move in groups. They hire a minivan for this. His customers are from villages that are near the marketplace. At festival times such as during Deepavali or Pongal, he does good business. So during Deepavali and Pongal, the business is very good for Samir. Shops in the neighborhood. We have seen that the weekly markets offer a variety of goods. However, we also buy things from other kinds of markets. There are many shops that sell goods and services in our neighborhoods. We may buy milk from the dairy, groceries from departmental stores, stationery, eatables, or medicine from the other shops. Many of these are permanent shops, while other are roadside stalls such as that of the vegetable hawker, the food vendor, the mechanic, etc. So you can see Sujata and Kavita were sent to buy groceries from their neighborhood shop. This was the shop that usually they went to. It was crowded today. The shop owner managed the shop herself with 2 helpers. When they managed to get into the shop, Sujata dictated a list to her. She in return began asking her helper to weigh and pack the items. Meanwhile, Kavita looked around. On the top left shelf, there was another different brand of detergent cake. Another shelf had toothpaste, talcum powder, shampoo, hair oil. The different brands and different colors looked so attractive. On the floor lay a few sacks. It almost took 20 minutes to weigh and pack all the groceries. Then Sujata showed her notebook. The woman noted the amount of rupees 3000 in the notebook and gave it back. She also noted the amount in her big register. Then Sujata took the heavy bags out of the shop. Her family will pay for the purchases in the first week of the next month. So normally this type of stores uh, give you the goods and you can pay later on in the next month. Shops in the neighborhood are useful in many ways. They are near our homes and we can go there on any day of the week. Usually the buyers and seller know each other, and these shop also provide goods on credit. So you saw that in above example. This means that you can pay for the purchases later, as we saw in Sujata's case, for example. You might have noticed that there are different kinds of sellers even in the neighborhood market. Some of them have permanent shops and others sell their goods on the roadside. So Anzal Mall is a 5-floor shopping complex. Kavita and Sujata were enjoying going up and down in the lift. It seemed as if it was made of glass and they were able to see outside as they went up. It was fascinating to see so many different kinds of shops, such as the ice cream, burger, pizza and other food shops. Shops full of home appliances, footwear and leather items, as well as bookshops. While wandering about on the third floor, they entered a shop that was selling branded ready-made clothes. The security guard looked at them as if he wanted to stop them, but he did not say anything. They looked at some dresses and then looked at the price tag. None of them was less than rupees 3000, almost 5 times the weekly market price. Sujata whispered to Kavita, I'll take you to another shop which has good quality ready-made clothes at more reasonable prices. So shopping complexes and mall. So far we have seen two kinds of marketplace, weekly markets and the market in our neighborhood. There are other shop market in the urban area that have many shops, popularly called shopping complexes. These days in many urban areas you also have large multi-storied air-conditioned buildings with shops on different floors known as malls. In these urban markets you get both branded and non-branded goods. As you have read in the chapter on advertising, branded goods and expensive, often promoted by advertising and claims of better quality. The companies producing these products sell them through shops in large urban markets and at times through special showrooms. As compared to non-branded goods, fewer people can afford to buy branded ones. So my chain of markets, in the previous section you have read about different markets from where we buy goods. From goods we are produced in factories, on farms and in homes. However, we don't buy directly from the factories or from the farmer. Nor would the producers be interested in selling us small quantities such as 1 kilo of vegetable or 1 plastic mug. The people in between the producer and the final consumer are the traders. The wholesale trader first buy goods in the large quantity. For example, the vegetable wholesaler trader will not buy a few kilos of vegetable, but will buy in large lot of 20 to 100 kilos. These will then be sold to other traders. In these markets, buying and selling takes place between traders. It is through these links of traders that goods reach faraway places. The trader who finally sells this to the consumer is the retailer. This could be a trader in a weekly market, a hawker in the neighborhood, or a shop in the shopping complex. So you can see the above map of Delhi shows 4 of the 10 wholesale markets in the city. So you see the wholesale markets of the Delhi. Every city has, you can see the example here, every city has areas for wholesale markets. This is where goods first reach and are then supplied to other traders. The wholesale hawkers whom you read about earlier would have purchased a large quantity of plastic items from a wholesale trader in the town. He in turn might have brought these from another even bigger wholesale trader in the city. The city wholesale trader would have brought a large quantity of plastic items from the factory and stored them in a godown. In this way, chain of market is set up. When we purchase, we may not be aware of the chain of markets through which these goods travel before they reach us. So Aftab, the wholesaler in the city. So you can see Aftab. Aftab is one of the wholesale trader who purchases in bulk. His business starts around 2 o'clock in the morning when vegetable reaches the market. This is the time when the vegetable market or mandi start buzzing with activity. The vegetables come in truck, matador, tractor trolleys from farms both near and far. Soon the process of auctions begins. Aftab participates in this auction and decides what he will buy. Today, for example, he brought 5 quintal of cauliflower, 10 quintal of onion. He has a shop in the market where he stores the vegetables that he has bought. From here, he sells to hawkers and shopkeepers who start coming to the market around 6 in the morning. They have to organize their purchases so that they can start their shops for the day around 10 in the morning. So you saw how the wholesalers work. Markets everywhere. So far we have seen different marketplaces where people buy and sell a variety of goods and services. All these markets are in a specific locality and work in a particular manner and time. However, it is not always necessary that one has to go to the market to purchase goods. You can place orders for a variety of things through the phone and these days through the internet, and the goods are delivered at your home. In clinics and nursing homes, you may have noticed sale representatives waiting for doctors. Such persons are also engaged in the selling of goods. Thus, buying and selling takes place in different ways, not necessarily through shops in the market. The market that we look at the above are the one that we recognize easily. However, there are markets that we may not be aware of. This is because of a large number of goods are brought and sold that we don't use directly. For example, a farmer uses fertilizer to grow crops that he purchases from special shops in the city, and they in turn get them from factories. A car factory purchases engine, gears, petrol tank, axles, wheels, etc. from various other selling factories. We don't usually see all this buying and selling, but only the final product. The car in the showroom. The story is similar for any other goods. So you can see people in the urban area can enter markets without stepping out of their homes via the internet. They use their credit cards to make online purchases. So he is buying online from the internet. Markets and equality. In this chapter, we have looked at shop owners in a weekly market and those in the shopping complex. They are very different people. One is a small trader with little money to run the shop, whereas the other is able to spend a lot of money to set up the shop. They also earn unequal amounts. The weekly market trader earns little compared to the profit of a regular shop owner in the shopping complex. Similarly, buyers are different. Buyers are differently placed. There are many who are not able to afford the cheapest of goods, while others are busy shopping in malls. Thus, whether we can be buyers or sellers in these different markets depend among other things on the money that we have. We have also examined the chain of market that is formed before goods can reach us. It is through this chain that what is produced in one place reaches people everywhere. When things are sold, it encourages production and new opportunities are created for people to earn. However, do they offer equal opportunity? We will try to understand this through the story of a shirt in the next chapter.